How did the My Lai Massacre affect the Vietnam War? Have you ever wondered how a single event can change the course of a war? The My Lai Massacre is one of those events that had a profound impact on the Vietnam War. On March 16, 1968, U.S. soldiers killed over 400 Vietnamese civilians in the hamlets of My Lai and My Khe. This tragic incident became one of the darkest moments of the Vietnam War and shaped perceptions of the conflict. From the perspective of communism, the My Lai Massacre highlighted the brutal nature of U.S. involvement in Vietnam. It reinforced the idea that the American military was committing oppressive acts against the Vietnamese people. The massacre illustrated the violent consequences of the U.S. policy of containment, which aimed to stop the spread of communism by supporting South Vietnam against the communist-led North and its allies. The immediate aftermath of the My Lai Massacre fueled anti-war sentiment both in the United States and around the world. Initially, the massacre was covered up, but once it was exposed, it led to widespread outrage. This revelation damaged the credibility of the U.S. government and military, significantly undermining public support for the war effort. For communists and their supporters, this event served as a powerful example of the moral failures of the U.S. role in Vietnam and strengthened the belief in the justness of their cause. Strategically, the My Lai Massacre became effective propaganda for the communist forces, including the Viet Cong and North Vietnamese Army. They used it to rally support among the Vietnamese population and gain sympathy on a global scale. The incident illustrated the dangers of U.S. military tactics, which often involved harsh search-and-destroy missions that harmed civilians. This approach alienated the local population and increased support for the communist insurgency. Moreover, the My Lai Massacre exposed the challenges the U.S. faced in fighting an insurgency where distinguishing between combatants and civilians was difficult. It showcased the failures of American military leadership and strategy, which often relied on overwhelming firepower and aggressive tactics that ignored the complex social and political realities of Vietnam. In summary, the My Lai Massacre significantly affected the Vietnam War by intensifying anti-war opposition, undermining U.S. moral authority, and strengthening communist propaganda. It revealed the violent consequences of the U.S. containment policy and contributed to the eventual withdrawal of American forces. From the communist viewpoint, the massacre was evidence of the imperialist aggression they were fighting against and helped solidify their resolve in the struggle for Vietnam's independence and reunification.